So, have you ever noticed this pattern? You get burnt out or exhausted from a job, a relationship, a lifestyle. So, you make a change. You leave the job, you leave the relationship, and you promise yourself this time will be different. And for a while, it is. You feel lighter, refreshed, relieved until you don't. And suddenly you are right back where you started, exhausted again, disconnected again, and wondering what's wrong with you. If this cycle feels familiar, I want you to know something right away. It doesn't mean that you didn't try hard enough, and it doesn't mean that you're bad at change. There's actually a very real reason why this keeps happening. So, today I want to walk you through why this keeps happening, why you keep ending up in the same place, and what actually helps you break the cycle. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and today I'm outside. I thought it would be a really good metaphor to be sitting by a river because rivers, the water, it never ends up in the same place. It runs gently without force, and it's really beautiful outside for anybody who hasn't really seen snow much. So join me, maybe grab a warm drink because I forgot to bring a warm drink, and let's reconnect to what you really need. Okay, so at the heart of this cycle is one core issue. You're making decisions from pressure, not your truth. From the shoulds, from the expectations, from what you think you're supposed to do or want or tolerate. Even if you make a decision that's good for you, so you leave something that's draining you, a job, a relationship, the decision itself is often still shaped by conditioning, or after you make the decision, you start to get influenced by other people's judgments and opinions. So you might leave one version of burnout somewhere just to recreate it somewhere else because your internal pattern hasn't changed. You haven't really connected to your truth and what you really need underneath all of the noise from other people's expectations. And here's something that's really important to understand. Your nervous system isn't wired for happiness, it's wired for familiarity. Even if something is exhausting, not good for you, and burning you out, if it feels familiar to your nervous system, it will want to revert back to that thing if you're trying to make a change. So even when you start doing something new, something healthier, something that's actually truly good for you, your nervous system is in some way going to push back. It can feel really uncomfortable and destabilizing. And when that discomfort shows up, most people don't think, oh, it's just my nervous system recalibrating and getting used to it. Most people think, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I must have made the wrong decision, or I need to make another decision. So they either unconsciously or consciously drift into what is known to them. And what doesn't help is that along the way, you might be starting to hear judgments and opinions from other people, and it might make you question the decision you made even more. So, this is why often change does not stick. A perfect example of this are New Year's resolutions. There is so much pressure at the start of the year to be better, change, and improve. Intense workouts, strict morning routines, really strict diets. And even when the change is aligned, even if it is aligned with what you genuinely feel is good for you, your nervous system hasn't been given the chance to feel safe again. The goal is to keep repeating whatever change you want to make in a slow and meaningful way so that it helps your nervous system catch up. Because the more you do something, the more you show your nervous system this is safe, the more it'll want to adopt it and make it its normal way of being. Most resolutions are abandoned within the first few weeks of the year, not because you didn't try hard enough, but because there was either too much pressure around it and you didn't make your nervous system feel safe with the change you wanted to make. You see this pattern in relationships too. You hear people say, okay, that's it. I'm done with this relationship. I want to be single for a while. I want to focus on me. I'm looking for something different. But then they end up in a relationship that eerily seems similar to the types of relationships they've been in before. You see the same fights happening, the same self abandonment. It's a different person, but the same dynamic. Because the internal template of what feels safe, normal, and accepted hasn't changed yet. Your nervous system hasn't caught up with what is actually truly meant for you. It's still stuck in all of those layers that you've built to condition yourself to be and live a certain way. And of course, this happens with work all the time. You get burnt out at one job, and so you move on to a different one, and you promise yourself it's going to be different. And maybe it truly even feels different at the start until you start pushing through again and you start tying your worth to productivity. The job looks different on paper, but it feels the same in your body because you didn't just take your skills with you, you also took your conditioning with you as well. So, this is where people get stuck. They think the answer is try harder, be more disciplined, do more, make a bigger change next time. But willpower doesn't rewire patterns that were built for our survival. And burnout cycles aren't broken by trying harder. And burnout doesn't happen because you weren't trying hard enough. Burnout happens because you've been too disconnected from your true needs, from your internal signals. And getting out of the cycle doesn't start with another big decision. It starts with creating small moments where you notice your voice compared to the conditioned voices. Your voice is quiet, steady, reassuring, like this whisper telling you, this feels right, or this just doesn't work for me anymore. Conditioning, on the other hand, feels loud or urgent, telling you things like, you just can't handle it, or you just need to try harder, or you made the wrong decision. When your decisions come from that conditioned voice, you might change the scenery, but you're recreating the same pattern. The way out of this isn't dramatic, it's subtle, it's slow, and it's really deeply internal. It looks like pausing before making decisions, sitting with discomfort instead of trying to fix it, noticing how your body responds and not just what your head says. That's how your nervous system learns that something new that's good for you can be safe. And if you keep ending up in the same place, it does not mean you're broken. You've been doing the best you can with the patterns that were conditioned on you, that you were taught. If this resonated, I am really glad you're here and I'm here for you. I'll link some of my resources, including a free guide and one on one sessions below. I hope you enjoyed being outside in the cold winter weather with me, and I'll see you soon.